Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 27th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Check out that upper level low spinning across the Intermountain West. Additional thunderstorm activity possible today. We'll take a look at those details. Have a ridge out here that'll be pushing across, kind of a transient ridge before the next frontal system starts to roll in as we go on in through Monday night and on in through Tuesday. Then another ridge after that, and then another frontal system as we go towards the end of the week and on in through next week. And we'll be diving into all those details as we go through the video here this morning. Visible satellite imagery. Look at the sun rising across the Pacific Ocean. You can see the spin in the atmosphere across portions of Nevada, Utah, keeping some of those clouds around eastern Oregon, Idaho. And there's a thunderstorm threat up across northeast Washington today. May include some of the Spokane area as well. And once you go west of the Cascades, you can see we are fairly well socked in Willamette Valley. You can actually see kind of an eddy feature moving down the Willamette Valley there, kind of interesting. And then you see western Washington, a lot of clouds out there. The Olympic Mountains, they are above that cloud layer. Look at the Washington, Oregon coast, fairly well socked in, but there is some sunshine up across Vancouver Island. And if you look closely, you can see Mount Baker across the North Washington Cascades. Now, the Patreon page down below, if you want to click on that link, this is probably the best place to share weather images that you want with me. I mean, I can just get them really easily here, and I can share these on the channel. So kind of, you're allowing me to do that if you go ahead and send me your images. But yeah, fun stuff. You can go ahead and send me whatever you want, whatever you're seeing across your area. So yeah, check out the Patreon page and go to the community tab there and check it out. So looking at lightning strikes over the last 24 hours, you can see southern, southeast Oregon was favored. Idaho, western Montana, it looks like there was one thunderstorm there off into southeast Washington. And there was one there across some of the central BC, the higher terrain, it looks like over the last 24 hours. Now, if you want your own a nice affordable home weather station with its own lightning detection system, and it does much more than that, highly recommend this weather station for the price. You simply will not beat it. Click on that link down below, and you can see if I scroll around, we're down towards the California-Oregon border. Look at all the people out here with these weather stations. So yeah, they are very fun. I get a lot of good comments about them. You can see if we go out here, there's Bend, Oregon. You can see all the weather stations associated. There's Redmond, Sisters out there as well. We go up towards Washington, and you can see the coverage of these stations is getting pretty nice. So this is good to see. And you can see, looks like there's a new one out there near Ritzville and some of the Dust Devil areas out there as well. I do look at some of these stations too when I'm searching for weather parameters out there. So fun stuff. Now taking a look at the European model, there's that upper level low spinning. And notice some of the shower activities we kick on through the afternoon hours, maybe even the North Cascades, northeast Washington. And these are going to kind of be moving out of the from the north and west towards the south and east there. So watch out for that thunderstorm activity today. And of course, much more widespread coverage across southeast Oregon, portions of Idaho, the higher terrain, Yellowstone, some snowfall is flying as well, and southwest Montana. So Monday for much of Seattle, Portland, largely a dry day, but that frontal system will be pushing into BC as we go through Monday morning. By the time it gets towards Monday night, it starts to push into western Washington very early Tuesday morning. It's now across Seattle and pushes down towards Portland as well. Fairly modest frontal system, but it will keep some residual showers in its wake as we go through the Tuesday evening. And then we get a decently dry day here Wednesday, and we're starting to warm up. It looks like Thursday may be a fairly warm day in advance of this next frontal system pushing in on the day Thursday. So if we scroll on in through Thursday night and on in through the day Friday night, so it looks like Seattle and Portland mostly dry during the day Friday, but then that frontal system comes swooping on through, and you can see it even brings some precipitation east of the Cascades as well as we go through Friday night and probably on in towards Saturday morning here. So we'll be watching that system. Looks like a little bit more robust of a frontal system there. More on that here over the following days. Now, high-resolution rapid refresh, lightning flash density potential on the day today. Look at the spin in the atmosphere across Nevada and Idaho here. And as we go through the afternoon hours, again, those thunderstorms I was mentioning. Watch out if you see some of those clouds building across some of Spokane, northeast Washington out there, maybe just off to the west, I-90 a little bit there. You might get some lightning activity. And then as we go on in through the day Monday, one more day way across the Intermountain West as that system finally is out of our region. Now, taking a look at 80-meter wind speed. So kind of the same regime as what was going on yesterday. We got the gusty east slope westerly winds there coming across eastern Washington, eastern Oregon. Straight to Juan de Fuca, fairly active here as we go through tonight. And then we continue on in through Monday. And you can see, again, kind of those westerly winds coming off these slopes of the Cascades there. So nothing too crazy, kind of a typical spring and summer regime there where you get these west winds. That's why they have a lot of wind farms out across these areas. Very good for generating generating electricity. Now, looking at total precipitation in inches, let's scroll through here. There's that, again, that upper level low across the Intermountain West, really bringing some precipitation. Some heavier amounts in that band all the way from northern Nevada across Idaho and into southwest Montana. So if you're underneath some of that, it's going to be a pretty darn right rainy day here as you go through the day today and on in through the early morning of Monday. Then the next frontal system, you can see it pushing into western BC, starts to push down across Seattle as you go through very early Tuesday morning. Looks like maybe a third of an inch, a little more for Seattle. Lesser amounts for Portland and the Willamette Valley. Higher amounts central Cascades of Washington up across British Columbia. A little bit of rain shadowing there, east slopes of the Cascades. And then we scroll off in towards the end of the week, and you see the next frontal system starting to push its way in as we go on in through Friday night. So yeah, you can see a couple inches, 2-3 inches by the time we get towards the end of the week there for western British Columbia. Now, taking a look at the more extended forecast here. This is European artificial intelligence. This goes out 15 days. So there's the upper level low we're dealing with. Transient ridge swinging through. This little blurb here, that is our Tuesday frontal system. A little bit of a trough right there. You blink and you miss it. And then we build that next ridge here, Wednesday, Thursday, quite nice days. Much of Friday is going to be dry here as well. But then we get that frontal system swooping through as we go through Friday night into Saturday morning. Another ridge builds behind that. And then this next frontal system comes after that. So yeah, back and forth, cats versus dogs here, good versus evil. Take your pick. What do you like? You like the ridges or you like the troughs? Because we got both of them kind of interchanging here as we go on in through the early portion of May for the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, fun stuff to watch here over the next couple of weeks. Now, looking at the artificial intelligence as well, we'll take a look here. There goes Tuesday's frontal system right there. Wednesday, Thursday, we warm back up again. Frontal system comes swooping through as we go through Friday night. And then we go on to Saturday here, and then a couple of dry days, and then maybe more than a couple of dry days. Then the next frontal system rolls in, kind of way off in the extended forecast there. But we'll be watching that. We'll see how that develops. But yeah, this is the time of the year these frontal systems start to lose their punch quite dramatically from what we get in the fall and the winter months here across the region. And here's the 15-day precipitation anomaly. You can see the sharp cutoff just right across some of the northern portions of Vancouver Island. Much of the west coast included in that below normal precipitation. Now, daily 2-meter max temperatures, Sunday, April 27th, we're looking at here. There is Monday, as that next frontal system is making its way in. One more fairly warm day east of the mountains, then we cool things down a little bit on Tuesday. There's Wednesday, we start to bounce things back. And look at Thursday, though. You're talking about some mid-70s here, maybe some upper 70s for western Washington, maybe getting up towards 80 degrees here for western Oregon, some 80s showing up east of the mountains as well. But then that next frontal system start to spread clouds over the region, and you can see 67 for Seattle. But by the time we get towards Saturday, much different picture here across the region. We definitely cool things down as we go towards next week. And of course, just in time for the weekend, I say sarcastically. And then you go on into the following week. Who knows what's going to happen after that. 6 to 10 day, kind of a mixed bag there across some of the Pacific Northwest. There's a 6 to 10 day precipitation. This is at odds with what that artificial intelligence model is saying. So again, we'll be breaking this down day by day to time these frontal systems and see what kind of precipitation is moving towards us. But this is good for the Southwest USA as well, by the way. And yeah, it looks like we are in some kind of bot maintenance program here on YouTube. It looks like we have not been increasing our subscriber count here over the last month or so. We'll see how long that continues on. But if we look towards the beginning of the year, we're up over 6,000 subscribers. So definitely a net gain this year, and I'm not really worried about that. It's kind of the slow season anyway, and once things get active, we're bound to start to bounce back on those subscribers. But still on the elusive hunt for 100,000 here. I've had YouTube send me emails preparing letting me know what they're going to do when I hit 100,000. Apparently, they give me some kind of a button or some kind of award or whatever. I plan on mounting it behind me here because that is just as much your guys' award as it is the channel's award as well. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Click like and subscribe. We will do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.